all found guilty of committing voter fraud in the 2020 election. The gentleman in the upper left, he's a Republican from Nevada. His wife died several years ago. He nevertheless filled out her ballot and cast it in the presidential election. He then participated in efforts with the Nevada Republican Party to claim that his dead wife's ballot being cast in the election must mean there was mass voter fraud by Democrats. He is the one who cast his dead wife's ballot. He's a Republican. He got caught. He was sentenced to probation. That's the guy in the upper left. Guy in the upper right, he's a Republican.
My name is Kwame Yabuwa, and thank you for tuning into ASHAN TV today. If today is your first day here, subscribe to this channel and don't forget also to click on the notification bell so each time I bring up any video or content, you will not miss it at all. ASHAN has also opened up the platform for people to come on ASHAN and share their story. If you have any knowledge, understanding of something that you feel like you want to share with the world, by all means, contact ASHAN on the number you see on the description, and then we will give you the platform to come and then share your story with us. With that out of the way, today I want to talk about these pictures that you're looking at on the screen. 4 white people and black one lady. But I need to explain what the black lady did before I give you full explanation on what these 4 white people has done. The black lady is convicted of something that is not clear. And whatever conviction that she has, it shouldn't stop her from voting. When I talk about voting, I'm talking about voting as in like presidency voting. All right. It should not stop her from voting. She received a letter that she can vote. So she went ahead and she voted. But after she voted, she was arrested. That why has she voted when she's not supposed to vote? So basically, if you are not supposed to vote and you do vote, it meaning it's a criminal offense. But she did not do any criminal offense because it was something like misunderstanding in the sense. After she voted, she went to court. Why has she voted? And there was a letter that was issued her that gave her the right to vote. Guess how many years they gave her in the sentence? 6 years sentenced. For her not knowing that she can vote or she cannot vote. 6 years. But now, let me talk about these 4 white people that you're looking at on the screen as well. These 4 people. One of them did a voting fraud. Actually, you know what? All 4 of them has done a voting fraud. One of them, his wife is dead. He voted for his wife. So he voted for himself and he voted for his wife. The other person, his mother died and he voted for his mother. That means it's fraud. It's typical fraud. When somebody is dead and you're voting for them as if they are alive, that is criminal offense. So these people supposed to go in jail for 10 years or even 20 years. But guess what? They get slapped on the rigs to go home. Meaning that one of them was jailed for 3 days. And the other one did community service. The other ones did some community service. Meaning that they have done fraud on voting fraud. So they're supposed to be jailed. But because they are white people, they have been slapped. They've been given slap on the back. And the black lady who is supposed to vote, but the government thought that she wasn't supposed to vote, that she was supposed to vote, she has 6 years in prison. 6 years. So the reason why I'm doing this video now, or I'm doing this audio for you to know now, is if you're a black person and you are living in a white world, you have to be careful, because whatever crime a white person will do and you black person will do the same crime, you black person, you get high sentence. all because of the color of your skin. So if you are traveling to Europe, or if you are traveling to any white country or any Chinese country or any other country, you need to bear that in mind. You bear that in mind. Bear that in your mind, that when you get a case, you get more sentence than a white person getting a case. As if you get more sentence because of the color of your skin. I just thought I'll do this video so I'll let the world know that this is what is actually happening. Right now in the UK, we have a lot of black children in prison right now for minor and petty crimes. That they are sentenced for a very long time. Some of them are life sentenced for petty crimes. And the same petty crimes, a white person will do the same petty crimes and go home free. So, racism is life in a white man's world. Racism is life. I just thought you guys know. You guys have to know this. Okay? My name is Kwame Yeboah. I'll be bringing you things like this for you to be aware of what is going on. So when you happen to walk around an Arab world, Chinese world, or white world, you have to be careful on the ground you step on, because for you, even walking on that ground, they want to jail you for just being black. Okay, so this is what happened. These white people are going scot-free, and a white lady who is even entitled to vote has 6 years of imprisonment. I'm going. My name is Kwame Yeboah. Thank you for tuning into ASHAN TV today. If you've liked what you've heard today, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also share this video so somebody else can also get to watch as well. Thank you. And I will catch you on the next one.
All 4 of these men were all found guilty of committing voter fraud in the 2020 election. The gentleman in the upper left, he's a Republican from Nevada. His wife died several years ago. He nevertheless filled out her ballot and cast it in the presidential election. He then participated in efforts with the Nevada Republican Party to claim that his dead wife's ballot being cast in the election must mean there was mass voter fraud by Democrats. He is the one who cast his dead wife's ballot. He's a Republican. He got caught. He was sentenced to probation. That's the guy in the upper left. Guy in the upper right, he's a Republican elected official from Ohio. In his case, it was his father who died, and he cast his dead father's ballot in the 2020 election. That Ohio Republican official was sentenced to a grand total of 3 days in jail. Keep going clockwise. The gentleman on the lower right, he's from Pennsylvania. In his case, it was his mother who had died. He nevertheless cast her ballot for Donald Trump in the 2020 election. He was caught. He got probation. And then the last guy, lower left there, he's another Pennsylvania Republican whose mother also died. Apparently he couldn't help himself. He cast a ballot in her name in the 2020 election. He got caught. He got probation. That's what those guys have in common. Now this is Pamela Moses of Memphis, Tennessee. This week, Ms. Moses was also sentenced for a crime related to her efforts to vote in the 2020 election. Ms. Moses had a felony conviction in Tennessee that legally resulted in her not being allowed to vote again in that state. But she says that nobody ever told her that that particular conviction meant that she couldn't vote. And her county elections board admits in writing that despite her conviction, they never actually took her off the voting rolls. A probation officer with the Tennessee Department of Corrections even wrote her a note, filled out an official certificate saying that Ms. Moses was eligible to vote. Ms. Moses turned in that certificate from the probation officer along with her voter registration application. And for that grave crime, she was just sentenced in Tennessee. What was her sentence? She got 6 years in prison. That has just happened this week in Tennessee. What's the big difference between Pam Moses in Tennessee and all those other guys who actually cast illegal ballots in the name of relatives they definitely knew were dead? All of those guys got probation, in one case 3 days in jail. She got 6 years in prison for trying to register to vote after she had received an official certificate from the probation department telling her it was okay if she registered to vote. 6 years in prison is her sentence. Seriously.